Means, of course, James Creedon's in the house. The French press, James, agog. Yes, agog. With talk of a comeback by one Nicolas Sarkozy.
It's, it keeps coming back up, Mark, doesn't it, since he left. I was going to say last year, but we are now in 2014, so 2 years ago.
Indeed.
And I suppose it all started yesterday, the latest series of rumours on Instagram, right? So he had an active Instagram account, which is one of the social media where you upload photographs. Let's take a look at his Instagram page, because the last photo he had posted was some 21 months ago, coming towards the end of the presidential campaign on the secondary. Is looking presidential. And that was, I believe, during the big debate with François Hollande, right? So, silence radio, as they say in France, complete and utter silence since then, except yesterday, when this photo went up in his local cafe. He has an office in, I think it's Miromesnil, in the 8th or 17th, I'm not sure, around the 8th arrondissement of Paris. And there he is, just hanging out with the clientele of that cafe and the staff. Looks to me like a campaign photo, Mark. The first of several cafes I'm sure he'll be visiting between now and 2017.
Nicolas Sarkozy, man of the people.
That's right. So basically, that's what everybody was saying, commenting on that photo, and that's what the analysis in the press was. Oh, is this the beginning of the campaign? And those rumours only received further confirmation, I suppose you could say, when Bernadette Chirac went on Europe 1 radio today, and she was asked the question. Let's roll the pictures, in fact, because we have the video of Bernadette Chirac in the Europe 1 studios this morning. And she was asked the question, so what do you think? You're close to Nicolas Sarkozy. Is he going to run for re-election? She said, I couldn't possibly tell you. And then the presenter asked again, and she said, look, he'll scold me if I tell you. And then he insisted, and she said, look, okay, of course he's going to run for re-election. But it is interesting to look at the history of the Chiracs and Sarkozy. She previously said that François Hollande just simply doesn't even look like a president. She of course, was supporting Nicolas Sarkozy in the 2012 election. Meanwhile, her husband, Jacques Chirac, pretty much admitted that he had voted for Hollande, who was not in his own party, because he has such a personal dislike for Nicolas Sarkozy.
Or he has an attachment for Hollande, because they both frequent the Corrèze, which is around Brive, and they both have an appreciation of that part of the world.
That's right.
I'm trying to be positive.
This is true. But, of course, there's a lot of history between these two men, because Nicolas Sarkozy supported Chirac's rival, Edouard Balladur, in 1995 for the presidential
We're going
election.
back into the annals of French political history.
This is it. Very stacked history between the two of them. In any case, Bernadette Chirac, she mightn't agree with her husband, but she does want to see Nicolas Sarkozy re-elected or elected again in 2017.
Okay, she also revealed that she'd sent a letter of good wishes to the French First Lady, Valérie Trierweiler.
That's right. She also revealed in that interview, she said, I think she's sad. She if she was hospitalised, she's clearly very tired. I don't want to be drawn on it because it is her private life. But, I did send her a letter of good wishes. Now, it is worth pointing out that Bernadette Chirac did write herself about her own husband's infidelities in a book about her time as a political wife, saying that the women galloped after Jacques Chirac. They galloped after him. And indeed, there is one scene that sort of captured that ambience. In 2009, let's roll these pictures from Le Petit Journal on Canal+. Quite a funny sequence, Mark, where she was giving a speech down in Corrèze, and she caught Jacques yapping away to some lady, to some blonde sitting behind, and she didn't seem too pleased about it. And he continued to talk away to this lady. He seemed to be enjoying her company. And you might notice François Hollande in the background there as well.
Indeed.
As a little irony.
Just to Jacques Chirac's right. Yeah.
And you'll see that he continued to talk to her, and Bernadette was not at all pleased. And I think she turns around again at some point later. There you go. She wasn't too pleased with that. So, a political wife with a certain degree of experience in the French.
Indeed. Playing to the crowd as well, I think, in some way. She is quite a character, Bernadette Chirac. I know people who know her. How would you like to end, James?
All right, well, and just, as we're talking about presidential shenanigans, the helmet, let's take a look at this picture. I know we're going on and on and on about this now for about 2 weeks, but the helmet that François Hollande wore while he was cycling off on that scooter, would you believe it is now sold out completely, stock's gone, everybody buying it, and the owners of motoblues.com have said, merci, Monsieur le Président, thank you very much for increasing our sales. You can't find photos of him wearing that particular helmet, which is of the, I think it's the Dexter brand. You can't find it anymore, so websites have been illustrating it with any other photo they can find of François Hollande. That's a toilet, that's not the same thing.
But is it a helmet that will protect you from political flack? That is the question.
That one didn't.
James
That one
Creedon,
didn't.
as ever, thank you very much indeed. James
Thanks, Mark.
Creedon, our megastar with Media Watch. Good to see you, sir. We take a short break after that. We're back with another World News Updates. And, of course, we've got our eye on Africa. Loads to come here. Live from Paris. Stay with us.